It's been said that 95% of traders actually lose money trading. I've actually found that there's stats that suggest that it might be higher than that, like 98% or maybe 99%. I've seen stats that say it's much lower than that and much, much lower than that. That all being said, it's easy to admit that most people do lose money in trading. Now, this last week, I've been trading on Margex with leverage, and I am now part of that statistic of the 98 or 99 or 95% of people that lose money trading per this week. Now, here's the weird news. Well, I'll get to that when we go over that. Let's get to the weekly update first. So we're going to get into the weekly update, what happened this past week in crypto, and then I'm going to get into my specific trading accounts and holding accounts, where they're at this week. And then we'll get into the weird things that I found in my trading this week. It's a little bit shocking, I guess. Not really shocking, but pretty neat stuff. And I'll tell you how I'm going to rectify it for this week in my trades. And so I'm going to take you along this journey of my personal trading and how I'm doing trading. And you're going to see the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I'm going to pull you along for this journey because I'm done with rug pull plays. I'm done with the DeFi. Hey, buy this coin. It's going to go to the moon. I'm going to use the trading strategies that I'm learning along the way from other YouTubers and other trading strategies I've used in stocks and futures and commodities in the past and apply them to crypto. I'm also going to use my trading bots that have actually, I'm not part of the 95%. On the trading bots, I'm part of the percentage that wins because those trading bots haven't failed me yet. At least EasyBot has not failed me in like 2.5 years. I'm still way ahead with my easy trading through EasyBot, but I'm trying to do it by myself. I don't know why, because EasyBot's done so well for me. That being said, let's get right into it. Let's look at this week. So this week was not a great week. Most cryptos were down this past week. You know, Bitcoin was down over 5%. Ethereum, let me see, where was the Ethereum? Oh, let's look down here. Ethereum in the past week was down 8%. Even BNB, Solana, you know, you look at here, XRP, all these things were down significantly this last week. Now we're starting to recover today. You see, I don't want that. Starting to cover a bit today. Today is Sunday, October 6th when this comes out. But, you know, it still has a long way to go. I mean, if you look at Bitcoin today, we're up 0.83%. I see Bitcoin's around the 62, 653 mark. So making some recovery. We dipped down just about to almost right below 60 during the week last week, up from a high. We were in the 66 range, you know, when the week started. So pretty tough week in crypto. Now, it was weird. Friday, if you look at the U.S. Bureau of Labor and Statistics, payroll, this was a big shock on Friday. Payroll came out way better than expected. These are the employment, payroll or payroll enrollment increased by 254,000 in September. They were only expecting something like 160,000 by most estimates. And unemployment rate does change a little bit. It went from 4.2 to 4.1. Now, there's a couple of things to understand. This is the last major announcement about unemployment prior to the election on November 4th, okay? So we're less than a month away from the election. And in the past, we've revised these numbers down. Are these going to be revised down? Or are there a lot of new employment in the government, which the government controls? Governments in power tend to want to stay in power. I'm not saying they flubbed the numbers. I'm not saying they grossly increased the numbers. I'm just saying that the numbers were way bigger than expected. And the effect this had on crypto was actually positive, even though the effect it had on the Fed was negative. When I say negative, the Fed, this is the chances for the rate decrease in November. And it was at one point 50 basis points. Now 97% chance of only a 25% or 25 basis point hit or 0.25% reduction from the federal funds rate in the FOMC November meeting. So this is a departure from the original thought process, but obviously when you have a hot jobs number, this is the result. Okay, crypto fear and greed, we're right in the middle. Fear and greed, it doesn't know which way it's going to go. You know, is it going to go towards fear this week or is it going to go towards greed? I don't know. There's not a lot of huge economic data coming out, and really the biggest driver to these seems to be liquidity and the Fed reducing the rate adds liquidity, and that announcement is until November 7th. But I'm going to be very clear in saying that the biggest indicator is going to be on November 4th, and whoever wins that election is going to drive the market. I think crypto is going to go up either way. I think it'll go up faster if a Trump wins. I think it's going to go up slower if Harris wins. However, it's inevitable to go up. If you look at what these two past president and vice president have done, in the last 2 years, we've had an attack on crypto under the Harris-Biden administration, and Trump is very pro-crypto. That being said, I'm not going to make a lot of comments on that because, it's how this will affect the market will be seen in November. But until then, you have a lot of people sitting on the sidelines. What am I going to do with my money? Half the people are going to be upset after the election, but 100% of the people are unclear as to what's going to happen until the election happens. So a lot of people are sitting on the sideline with their money and saying, well, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this chunk of cash. I'm going to wait till the election to figure that out. All right, so let's get into one more thing before we get into my trading good, bad, and ugly. And let's look at some of my other numbers, because this week has not been great on crypto. It's been specifically ungreat on this portfolio that I share with you all, because this is the portfolio that I'd like to do my trades from. And let's take a quick look at this. So this is kind of probably hard to see. I'm going to see if I can enlarge it. I probably can't in a quick amount of time. So let's just move on. So this week, this trading account is down 7.26%. It's in line with the market. Last week we had almost a 5% increase, and this week it's a 7.26% decrease. My little hits. I moved a lot of money from Binance over to Margex so I can trade. This is the Margex account. BTCC got cleared out. Small loss in my hold. These are my hold. Until I trade, I kind of tend to hold them over here and then trade them elsewhere. So all in all, about down 7.26%. I hope to see this rebound with a rebound in price of these coins, and we'll see. So let's get into this. Let me show you my Margex trades this week. Now, Margex, they'll let you trade. You don't have to KYC. There's a link down below. I'm not telling you to trade. Trading is extraordinarily risky. I've lost money this past week. Now, here's what I didn't lose. I won more trades than I lost. This is the weird thing to me. It's not that weird when I tell you why. But I did about, how many trades do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 trades. Is that all of, yep, this is the ones I've done in the last week since I did my last video. 12 trades, and I won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 out of 12 trades. So you would think that I would win money overall, and I did not win. Even though I won the majority of the trades, the ones I lost on, I lost bigger than the ones I won on. So therefore, I lost overall about 50, 60 bucks, let's say. So I'm not playing with big money amounts. I'm using leveraged trades through Margex in order to preserve capital. But the problem I had this last week, and the rule number one I'm implementing in my trading, is to make a tighter stop loss. All right, these did not have a very tight stop loss. Therefore, I lost more money than I would have won on the trade given my current take profit amount. So I usually, when I go enter a trade, I have a stop loss in mind and a take profit in mind. And I like to give myself enough room on the stop loss in order to let that trade breathe. I was explained to that a long time ago by a trader. You got to let the market breathe. Well, I gave it too much breathing room, and it went down and hit my stop loss, stopped me at a higher amount. And so just statistically speaking, if my stop loss is larger than my take profit, I'm going to lose over time. And this is what I've discovered this week. So rule number one is set a tighter stop loss and have a better win to loss ratio. So I'm right now had a inverse relationship of losses to wins. And over time, I would have continued to lose money. So number one rule that I'm implementing in my trading this week is to set a tighter stop loss. Number two is that, let me find this here. My notes are all over the place. Number two is leverage. Oh, I was using too much leverage, 50x. And if you see that, yes, you have a greater win percentage, but you're going to have a greater loss percentage too. So I'm going to stick with probably 20 times and under, or even less, and try to trade on a larger time frame. These have to be watched. I'm watching a trade right now. I'm watching a trade. I'm currently losing on this trade. I'm down a couple percent. I've been in this trade for a couple days. It's kind of haunted me, but I'm just letting it play out. I believe that this is on SUI, SUI. I've liked trading SUI. Has some volatility in there for the trading, and it doesn't seem to move quite as erratically as Bitcoin for some reason. That's just my analysis. Don't take that as fact. That's just what I'm looking at. But I like this SUI because it has some volatility. A couple cents can make you enough profit that it keeps it interesting. So I like that. Now, the fact that I said keep it interesting means that I'm really not following my advice to not be emotional about my trading. So all in all, this week in my Margex trading account, I have won, 7 trades, lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trades. I'm down about $52. So I'm going to implement what I learned this week. And hopefully next week, my trading results I can share with you are going to be a lot better. I'll also tell you the wins and why I won, why I lost, how am I going to improve that, so you can follow along. Now, the trading's not the only thing I'm doing. Obviously, I have my EasyBot. EasyBot did very little for me this week. You can't see that. My EasyBot did very little for me this week. I only made about $2 in EasyBot, which translates into about a 0.02% return. If you annualize that, 1% return. Not good. So the main reason I'm not really winning or losing a lot of trades in EasyBot is because I'm out of USDT and I haven't pumped more in to allow those bots to trade because they're still below the levels. Well, I'm not using it exactly like it's supposed to be used, but for those of you who know EasyBot, know that it's a bot trading that uses your own exchanges. You don't have to go out and give money to someone else. You use your exchange, and it trades through an API, tells it to buy and sell based on the algorithm the EasyBot is set up. So I don't even have to use my own brain for that. I'm also doing Johnny Blockchain, not real eventful this week. I'm also trading with Pionex. Again, not real eventful this week, but I'll keep you updated on those and all the other ones. So long and short of it is that this week in crypto was not the best week in crypto. My portfolio is down about 7.26, my trading portfolio. And so we're going to keep implementing those 2 major trading updates for my trading. Number 1 is I'm not going to have a win-loss ratio that's going to prevent me from winning long term. I'm going to fix that, and my trades will reflect it in the future. Number 2 is that I will make sure I'm very conservative in the leverage that I use when I'm trading. So these 2 rules, I'm going to add it to my book of rules, and I add these over time. I'm going to share that book with you when I got to a place where I'm making winning trades consistently. But how am I going to get there? I think they say about 80% of traders stop trading within the first year. I understand why. It's painful to go through this. And so if you can watch someone else go through this, you yourself don't have to make these mistakes. That's all I got. I hope this has been somewhat informative. Please do me a favor. If you got this far, write down below what you think Bitcoin will go to over the next, let's say, by the end of the year. What price do you think Bitcoin will go to by the end of the year? If you made it this far, I really appreciate it. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. If you haven't liked this post, please like it, and please share it with someone who you think also might benefit. That is all I have. Have a great week, and we'll see you very soon.